Majic 102.1 is the all-new Madd Hatta Show. Yes, it's in the afternoons, 2 p.m. until 7. And man, this is great. You can't get no bigger than this right here. Really, the show is over. After this interview, I should probably not even put nobody else on the radio. I didn't think that this was going to happen. I got a shout out to my man, AV, who made it happen. He put in the call. I'm like, I see you, player. You got people up in your phone, in your little phone there. I love it. Yolanda Adams, the great, is in the building.
Hello, sir.
I had on my TSU
that's all right. It's a little warm. Outside is like 77 degrees, so I get it. But you're good.
But I appreciate you being here. I'm just happy to see you again. The last time we seen each other, it was a while ago. We were both
in the halls of...
and I saw you every morning.
Yes.
So it's good to see you. Here's the thing. I had heard rumors that you were working. I'm just going to jump right into it.
Okay, yeah, come on.
I had heard the rumors of you working on an album. And that probably was a year ago. I have yet to hear this album. What is the deal with this album? I heard some pretty big time producers were being a part of it.
Absolutely.
I was excited about it. And then I'm like, what's going on with it?
Well, here's the deal with music. And you know it because you've interviewed so many rappers and artists who... You get to the end of the project, you think, and then there's something that's submitted by the higher ups, and they're like, we really, really like this. What do you think about this? And you're like, let me hear it, because, the execs and the higher ups, very limited on their musicality. And then when you hear it, you're like, oh, okay, yeah, this is worth it. And so you go back into the studio and you redo that. And then the thing is, once you do that, it takes your project back some more months because you think you're finished with the mixing and the mastering and all of that. And because you have your own label. But, and I know silence on the radio is horrible.
No, but you're thinking about how you want to say this the right way.
And that's the thing. I want to say it the right way because giving credit to all the producers that I'm working with, Jimmy Jam, Terry Lewis,
I wanted to say, but if you didn't say it, I didn't want
to. We're tied together. We're all cousins and uncles and brothers and sisters and all that kind of stuff. So they come with the package.
Okay.
But we have Warren Campbell, Erica Campbell's husband.
Yeah.
Also, Kirk wrote some stuff. So it's a stellar cast of producers, and I've written tons of music for it. So I'm really, really excited about it. Once we get this specific date, I promise you it's coming out this year.
Okay.
But it's coming out this year, I promise. I promise.
Okay. I've been hearing this.
Yes.
All right, so I'm excited about it. Is it independent or are you going with a label on this one?
I'm going on a label with this one because Sylvia Rohn.
Oh, that's right. You did get
we got back together. She's like, we got to at least do one.
Okay.
I think she's trying to test me because, after all the stuff that I went through after she left Elektra, and then they turned it into something else, and then it turned into something else and turned into something else. Not only did she leave, they ousted Leor. And it was a whole bunch of stuff that happened. And I'm like, I'm not doing this anymore. I'm like, I'm a seasoned veteran.
Yes, ma'am.
And so I should be able to, do my own thing and get what I need. And then
absolutely, I get it.
She's like, I liked the independent project. It was really good. Music sounded awesome, but I need to get you overseas and I need to do this and I need to do this. Of course, she's trying to butter me up.
Yeah.
And I said, okay, Sylvia, one. And she's like, and we're going to make history again. She's like, nobody did what we did before we did it. I'm like, thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, Sylvia. So we're back together.
Okay.
And I'm working with them. And they're also a part of our Kingdom Business family because when we do the soundtracks and things like that for Kingdom Business.
For the TV show.
They're also a part of that. So
I ain't got no cable. So
it's all right.
But I have to see the show because I heard you play a phenomenally bad person.
Phenomenally bad person.
Am I getting this wrong?
With good intentions.
Okay. So what drew you to this character and how who are you drawing from to get this bad?
Oh my gosh. Okay. So ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we're talking about Kingdom Business, which airs on BET Plus and BET. Well, the actual BET, because BET now is a package on some of the thing. So,
Yeah, so when you think you can get that,
you get it automatically. And our second season is airing in March. It's going to start in March. But I've always acted. I never found like a consistent character that I wanted to play that was outside of me. A lot of times people like myself, they know me. I'm the gospel girl. I'm the encourager, the inspirer, all of that kind of stuff. I wanted to play a juicy role.
Okay.
I wanted to play somebody that was totally not like me, kind of similar, but not really. The things that Miss Danita Jordan and I have in common is that we both sing gospel music.
Okay.
We're both, in the higher echelons of our career, and we're both church girls. The biggest difference is she is for family, no matter what it is, and she will hide all the scandals. She will.
You ain't gonna hide the scandals for the fam?
No. That's not my job. It is not my job to hide your scandals.
Yolanda Adams cold, y'all.
You got yourself in that mess. You gonna keep yourself in that mess.
But
and
she
so,
gonna hide
oh
it.
my gosh,
Okay,
yeah,
gotta love
and
that.
by any means necessary.
Okay.
So if that is,
So you would tell her not to do that?
Oh, I would tell her not to do a whole bunch of stuff that she does. And so much so that there was one time I told one of the writers, I'm like, oh, I can't say that. And she's like, but it's the character. I said, I get it, but the people who are watching me don't realize that that's the character. They automatically assume because Yolanda's playing it,
That's right.
that's
It's
her.
you. That's right.
And so, and to her credit, to Danita's credit, I don't think, now she and her husband, they have this kind of tumultuous relationship, but I don't think she would ever demean him in public. And you know me.
Yes, ma'am.
I have 3 brothers and I love our men.
Yes, ma'am.
And what I'm not going to do on camera
Is demean.
Absolutely.
I got you.
We're not doing
I dig
that.
it.
And so she was like, okay. And then you know how TV and film are. It hit the cutting floor anyway. It's like, so you wanted to see if I would do it? Oh, okay. So that was a character test. I get it.
Did you pass or did you fail?
What? I gave my own self 5. I'm like, what? Yeah, I passed it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, let me not, because I know she... It don't make... I'm going to say this, and y'all can get mad at me. It don't make no sense how one woman, is so beautiful. Let me just put it like that.
Oh, that's so sweet.
That's the best way I can say it here on this radio. But what are you doing?
Well, here's the thing.
I'm gonna be honest with you. You look like you might just be getting out of 30, maybe.
What?
Oh,
Oh, come
Margaret.
on. I love that. Thank you so much.
She done heard this a million times from other people. So I love when they act like, oh, thank you so much.
I'm
so used to this.
No.
Oh, okay, all right. We're going to do that then.
I
Okay.
am telling you. I think one of the things is I have an automatic joy gene, I think.
Okay.
Because I've always been, and you've seen me, I mean, we worked almost 10, 12 years
yes,
together.
Ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
And it's just me. And when you live your life in joy, no matter what's going on, I think your cells are happy. I have happy cells.
I like it.
I think that's what it is.
Okay.
Because I can turn.
You got to be doing some kind of incredible workout, though.
Oh, well, yeah.
Eating regimen.
Well, I've been doing that. Remember how I used to make smoothies for the guys?
Okay. I'm just saying, it don't come together like that just because you woke up and you got happy cells. Because if everybody had happy cells, because
let me tell you, my
if
mama
your cells
and
are that
daddy,
happy,
I wanna thank
they
the
would
Lord.
put it in the bottle and start selling these happy cells. Yolanda Adams happy cells.
Wait a minute. We may have to do that. Hold up.
I said, hold on, homie.
Wait a minute.
I'm going to have to go copyright that. Hey,
No,
it's
you and I-
yours.
look,
That's
no,
yours.
well, I mean,
I'm just
hey.
saying, for real. But
Yeah,
I love what you
owe
just
you a
said.
commission, though, 'cause
You
I never
good.
thought about that.
Do
All
that
right.
then.
Where is Miss Robin Anthony when I need her? And I think, too, because my mom and dad were very active people. My dad was a track star. My mom was cheerleader, bugle corps, all of that kind of stuff way back in the day.
Right.
So you had to be fit because you're marching, you know, 2 and 3 miles and all of that. And it translated to the kids. And so that definitely, and you know, everybody who's on here that follows me, they know how I eat.
Yeah.
You know, I try to eat as clean as I possibly can because I'm always on the road.
But it's hard when you're on the road because all you got is terrible stuff all around you.
Not all the time.
Okay, you know something I don't know.
Not all the time, because what you can do, well, now it's so much easier because even the airports have salads and things like that.
Okay, yeah, okay,
you know, they have vending machines now.
That pumps it out.
And, you know, and as an artist, I get a chance to fashion my rider the way that I'm eating.
Yes, ma'am, absolutely.
And so that, you know, and my crew eats the same way. Why is it so important to you? Because it seems like healthy living, healthy eating is important to you. Most people think like, oh, you just sing gospel, girl, you act too. You ain't got to worry about, but you obviously are worried about other things. Other things are a part of your life, just not the acting and singing. It's a part of your everyday living. It's a part of my everyday living because I saw it in front of me.
Got you.
I saw it modeled in front of me by my mom and my dad.
So you just still
and
live
so,
it.
yeah, I still do that.
Okay.
And Taylor does it as well.
Okay.
But I was always cognizant of the fact that I could be called at any time to be on television, to, you know, represent gospel music by presenting an award or whatever. And I know what I want to look like on film.
I dig it. There it is. I have to ask you this. All right, my church people, don't get mad at me. Had you ever considered at any time in your career, like, I might make a little something over here if I just did R&B?
You know, I have been
Y'all
asked.
don't get mad at me because I know
they already know the testimony. They already know the testimony.
Because record companies be like, you know, we could make so much more money if you just did this.
Well, here's the deal. I had been asked by some of the producers, some of the same producers who did Anita Baker, Mariah and Whitney and Aretha, because we're all friends.
Yes.
And so they were always like, oh, who would you want to do a duet with? They would all say Yolanda. And they were like, nah, you know, she's gospel. They're like, no, she's cool. And then all of a sudden it's like, okay, here's another character test. Here's what we want you to do. I'm telling you, we are in London, and I won't call this young man's name, but his father happens to be the old head of Motown. I'll just say that. And he said,
we figured that one out.
And so he says, yeah, me and my dad, we've been talking and we love your voice and everything. And I wrote this song and it's just for you. I'm like, okay, no problem. Let me hear it. He's like, well, I don't have it with me because we're on this big bus in London headed to an event. And he's like, you wouldn't believe it. It's called Butterfly Me, Butterfly You. And he did just that, you know, like I'm showing you. I said, that was when the butterfly was out. I said, butterfly, I know that dance. Can't do it.
You told him just that fast?
I told him just that fast. Because it was nothing to think about. Because I knew of the sexual connotation that came with that.
Absolutely.
You could have said, let's redo Hero, or let's redo Greatest Love of All, or something like that. You know, that's closer to who I am than Butterfly Me, Butterfly You. Really?
I guess he had to try.
Yeah,
I guess.
Well,
I guess.
And then his daddy reprimanded him and stuff like that. But he tried.
I'd have never came that sideways.
I know, but
I wouldn't. But you know, I think sometimes in y'all industry, there's certain people they will try to push those boundaries.
Yeah, just to see.
Just to see
if you would be able to. Would you?
And I'm glad I brought
that
up because you're gospel, but it's still a part of this music industry. Is so crazy. You see so much crazy. You're around crazy. I don't care how gospel it is. I had a chance to be in that pool for a while, and I was like, peace.
Yes.
I'd rather deal with hip hop. How do you keep your sanity, and how do you? I mean, because some people could get easily swayed by a particular. You know, you see other people living a particular life, and they got money, but you've always stayed your course.
You know, I've always thought that where I am in my neck of the woods of what I do, because it's a combination of everything. My foundation is gospel. I'm very inspirational and encouraging. I mean that because that's who I am. But then I also appeal to the heart of people. I don't try to appeal to the ears of people. I try to appeal to the hearts of people, because if you appeal to the hearts of people, one of these days they're going to need your music. And so that's very important to me. And so there's this saying that no matter how much money you have or don't have, your character is going to always be what it is.
Yes,
so
ma'am.
God knows he can trust me with billions. Because he knows I'm going to give half of it away. I just give stuff away. Yeah. And then I believe in the whole thing of circulation. I believe anything that you give out, it's going to come back to you multiplied because of the intent of your heart. Here we go with hearts again. And there are just some people, and you and I have been in contact with a lot of them. If you give them more than they've had, their true colors come out. And you find out that, oh, that person is not as nice as they say. That person is not as kind to other people. You know, they'll be kind to the people that they know they need.
Yeah.
But how about being kind to the janitor, because that's what you're supposed to do?
Don't be using this time to start trying to preach on
No.
I see what's going on here.
Inspire.
I appreciate you. I got a major question for you, but I'm gonna take a break first. Yolanda, like, really?
No,
I ain't talked to nobody.
That would be cool.
Oh man, I'm not.
Yeah, have your people talk to my people.
All right, since we went there, it's totally not what. Would you ever consider, sitting down in the host seat again for radio? You had a chance to do it. And stop before you answer that.
Okay.
Years ago. This is actually funny. When I was still doing afternoons and I was on the box doing afternoons, you came on the show. I don't remember the person, but I asked you about radio and you were clear. You're like, hey, I was a communication student. I do radio, da-da-da. This is before all that actually happened. And you probably don't even remember that, but that always stands out. I'm like, oh, she spoke that into existence.
Yes. Oh, yeah. And the reason all of that, I just look at my life. It is just so awesome how everything turns around because at a certain point, I knew Taylor was getting older. And taking her out of school, taking her on the tour bus with me was not going to be conducive to a kind, wonderful child who understood other children.
Yes, ma'am.
Because she was always around adults. And I said, God, I need something that's going to keep me home Monday through Thursday. I'll sing Friday through Sunday, get back so I can be right there on Monday.
Love it.
I said, so work it out. That's how I pray, okay?
You just left it there. Work it out. Let me know what you come up with.
Because listen, prayer is not supposed to be this tug of war with you and your heart. It's supposed to be peaceful.
Yes, ma'am.
And so when you ask God for something, he's like, I've been waiting for you to ask me for that. But we've been taught for so long that it's the opposite, that we got to beg God and beg God. Do your kids have to beg you for anything? No, they do not. Because let me tell you, because I know my daughter, so I know she likes grapes and plums and things like that. So what do? I have those already in the fridge.
Absolutely.
I have her favorite snacks in the pantry, all of that. So if I'm doing that, can you imagine what a great, amazing father, or whatever y'all call him or her, however y'all celebrate your life through spirituality, wouldn't it still be the same?
Okay.
So I'm like, all she has to do is call me, hey, Mom, I need a dress for so-and-so and so-and-so. Before she can even call me back in an hour, it's already ordered and going to her house in California.
And so this is what happened for you.
This is what happened to me in radio.
Did you believe it when it happened, though?
Yes.
You did? Okay.
I believed it when it happened, but I didn't know that it was going to be that huge.
Really?
I knew it was going to be life-changing for me. But I didn't know what it did for the listeners.
Oh, wow.
That's why I'm glad you're back.
Well, thank you. I don't know how you just turned that on me, but I love what you were saying about you didn't know the impact it would have on the listeners. And you know what? You're right. You don't know sometimes when you're just sitting here, me running my trap and you were doing, well, you knew what you were doing. There was purpose in what you were doing. I was a kid trying to have fun. I know for a fact your show was about purpose. You had the points of purpose and all.
Yeah.
So there was purpose, but you're right. You don't know the impact. In fact, I didn't know the impact until after I walked away from it. And people started coming up to me and then they would tell you these stories that you won't remember. And you're like, oh, wow. It's a lot to take in because you just think that you're doing your thing and this is convenient for your lifestyle.
It's normal.
I get to be here, be
right.
with my kids, and I'm gonna go do this show.
Absolutely.
But you're not thinking like you might have said, like today, you probably said something and it touched somebody and it will probably change their life. Yeah. And one day, 5 years from now, you might be into K. Roger, and man, I heard you this day, you was and it changed my life. And I was getting stories like this. Some dude, I gotta just say this right quick. This happened 2 years ago. I've been off for 4 years, and a dude, I had my friends with me, a couple, and my wife was with me, and this dude just jumped, Hatter, you changed my life, man. And he was kind of aggressive with his movements, so they were like they got in protective mode.
Absolutely, right.
He like no, and I had to like push them like, hey, listen, I'm used to this. Be cool. And he's like, man, you don't know what you did. You changed my life, da-da-da-da, man. Look at me, man. I'm riding Benz now, da-da-da-da-da-da. And I got my wife over here. He was going all in. He said, and it was a conversation one day. This is not even on the radio. He said, you had a conversation. You were broadcasting somewhere, and you took the time to sit down with me and have this conversation with me. And it changed my life. And I was like, and there's a part of you, I know this happens to you all the time because somebody tell you about what your song did for them or you said something and you have this impact with a person and you can't really put your finger on it, but whatever that impact is, it's real for them. Mm-hmm. Right? So he was excited and all this, man, and I'm like, well, thank you, man. And he wanted to give me money.
Take it the next time. I want you to understand. Oh no. Listen.
Now somebody might say that's payola now, so I definitely ain't gonna do that.
No. But you weren't on the radio. But here's
take it.
Hey, and because when you've done something for people, some people don't know how to reciprocate that other than money.
Yes.
Yeah,
I
so whatever you did impacted him so that it came in the form of a good wife, kids, and more money.
Which is crazy.
Cars and stuff like that. Right.
Which is crazy to me.
So next time take it and tell him, brother, thank you so much.
Hey, man,
I thank you for this offering. May God bless you and shower your life with 100 times more.
Listen, no, I didn't take the money. And it was $100 bills too.
But that's what I'm trying. Hello.
Several. So I'm like, hey, bruh, we are good, man. I said, man,
nice.
I said, that's a really touching story. How about, man, like homie, give me one of them homie hugs or something like that. Give me some dap, baby.
Yeah.
I gave him some dap. I'm like, oh man, thank you. After we finish eating, I'm getting ready to hand it. I'm like, hey man, because I usually this sounds like capping. I promise you, I don't look at the bill. From there, whatever it is, I got to pay regardless. So no sense in sitting there studying. I was giving it like, oh, it's already paid for. I'm sorry, no, I just got no. He said some guy came in here and wanted to pay for the meal for everybody. I was like, oh wow. I'm not good at. Now I'll tell you, I'm not good at accepting things from people.
And you and
praise, I'm not good at it.
But the good thing is, that's how you were raised. You were raised to be the giver. But sometimes the giver has to be the receiver.
Okay. Boy, she just got a whole bunch of words here this afternoon, man.
I'm telling you that because it's hard for me too. I get it.
No, I had to turn it. But I appreciate you saying it. But, you do get these. I know you get them all the time. Oh, you don't know what your song did for me. And your song really is changing people and moving. Like you have a ministry everywhere you go. Your songs have done these incredible things for people. Your music was there when somebody was sick.
Yeah.
Somebody passed away. It consoled them. That is powerful and kind of scary. It is a certain power that comes with that when you think about like, oh, I can sing this song and it touches you so deeply. It can evoke love, hate, that's what music really does.
Yes, it does.
So sometimes, the power of music, sometimes we need to be aware of it.
And we need to understand the responsibility of it. And when you understand the responsibility of it, you can't help but be like, okay, God, you got to control this because I don't want to get in your way for nothing. And so that's always been my MO.
All right. Yolanda Adams, that everything y'all just heard was not any of the questions that were supposed to be asked. I promise you, I'm going to ask those questions in the next break and let Yolanda go out here and start inspiring us some more. On Majic 102, Yolanda, I came back 4 years ago. I thought that I was retiring. It was the most terrible retirement. Somebody said something that made me mad. And then I was going through, my brother passed away previously. Mom was sick. And I was going through some others. Sometimes you get tired.
Yeah.
And I think I was tired. My whole life, since about 18 years old, 19 years old, has been radio.
Yes.
And it's all I knew. And it was fun when we were doing it and trying to figure it out and, not listening to the boss defying that person and doing something, but it turns out to be great.
Good, right.
But then that last year I was doing it, oh my God, I just was mentally miserable. Mentally miserable. And I'll be honest, I was starting to have panic attacks.
Yes.
Every Sunday, like clockwork. And I've never told nobody this. Every Sunday, like clockwork, I started getting panic attacks. I'm like, what is wrong with, because, all black men think that we're super strong and
right.
anxiety and needing to talk to somebody and all this kind of stuff we think is weak. It's not. If you need help, get help. But I was having these, and I couldn't attribute to what it was. And I just think that I had got to a place where, let somebody push my button. Then I had some friends that had walked away from working and it looked so inviting. And all I needed was one person to just push that button one day. And somebody pushed that button one day and I'm like, I think they believe that I got to do this. And I just decided to step away. And I thought that I was just going to be a stay-at-home dad, but watching my wife walk up every morning and go to work, I'm like, this don't feel manly, dog. Yeah, but you still bringing in money because your life and that. No, this don't feel right watching her walk out this door. You ain't hustling to make the money. It just comes in. No, we got to do. And then, shout out to Donna Franklin, called me and said, hey, what about this right here?
Yes.
And I denied that at first, but I don't want to put God in it or anything like that because everybody might have their belief, but a higher power said, this is where I want you to be right now.
Absolutely.
There's a reason why I asked you to take this step. And what's so funny? You don't know sometimes. You think you have an understanding. No, I didn't. I didn't know why I was doing what I was doing. But I just did it. And I felt that he said, you can do it because I got your back. I know that sounds bold and crazy.
No, but that is.
I'm
That's
telling you,
how
it sounds
works.
bold and crazy. But he said, hey, man, we good. You worked your whole life to be good. I'm like, nah, but you don't leave your job, bro. You're like, bro, trust me. I got you. Go do whatever. However I tell you to move, move. Have I been wrong yet? No. Well, let's not start doubting me now, bro. If I tell you to move. Yep. I moved. It was great. And then, however you want to look at the story, he's like, okay, now I need you to move.
Yeah, because you passed the test.
I need you to move again. You need to leave this the way you got it. You made it better than what it was before.
Absolutely.
Put it in good hands. Now go make another move. And if I feel like moving you, I'll let you know. But right now I need you to do this. So I don't know what the purpose is.
Yeah.
My goal is, though, every day, no matter what I do, try to spread a little love and try to enjoy yourself and be happy. If it comes to a point where you ain't able to spread joy, help people, and be happy and spread happiness, chunking deuces.
Yeah, because that means that season's over.
So that's where I'm at right now. So I'm
That's
all about
good.
the happy. Let's do the happy. Let's help some people come up. Let's do all that kind of stuff. I wanted to have you here because you are a part to me of my radio history, especially with the special story that I just told you that I can't tell on air. But it was a special moment that we all shared. The Madd Hatta Morning Show shared with Yolanda Adams when we used to come up on that elevator early every morning. But you were a part of that, and it was funny to be, 1 minute we could be on the air with you, or Marcus could run down and be on the air with us.
Yes.
And we would do it, and no one cared that you was on this dialing signal and we was on this dialing signal. If it just meant that's what we doing right now, we just did it.
Because we were
family.
Was a cool,
it was a good vibe. It was family. And I just felt, I actually missed that.
Yeah.
We had a good little thing going. And sometimes in life, God gives you these moments where it's good.
Absolutely.
And all you can do is embrace and remember those moments. But you're a part of that.
Oh, thanks.
Just like you're a part of my history when I was telling you about you saying that you wanted to be a radio broadcaster.
Absolutely.
I feel like, you know what? She came on my show when I was doing afternoons and manifested that to happen. Mm-hmm. Wouldn't it make sense to have Yolanda, who manifested that, went on to do that, to be back on your show? Because I know she's going to manifest some other good spirits over here.
Lord. Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord.
But and then you're like a staple in our community. I mean, Yolanda Adams, it really gets no bigger. You know what I'm saying? So first, thank you so much, because this is a person, I'm telling y'all, I know she's busy. And man, she didn't even think twice. I got some people who had one platinum album. You know what I'm saying? Who reasonably traveled. We know Yolanda has traveled the world in several capacities, but she didn't hem, haw. She said, of course. I'm like, what? She said, yeah. Because, and again, shout out to AV, because he, big ball. He like, oh, let me call it right now. Some people think they pipe through to the celebrity. Yeah, he did it just like that. Big this. But you were so gracious with that, and I had to get that out the way, and I wanted to say thank you. Secondly, Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
Is this an important day to Yolanda Adams? Does she celebrate it? Is she looking for somebody to bring her some candies and all the whatnots? And and does she celebrate that day? I'm just curious.
Well, love is every day, but we do celebrate Valentine's Day. Okay. I'm usually the Cupid of the family. So I set up all the dinners and all the cupcakes and everything that goes to everybody's job and stuff like that. Because I just think that even though we celebrate love every day because, we are love, whenever something specific is happening, you don't want your loved ones to be isolated, like, oh, you don't celebrate that? No, I do it every day. Duh. It's like, this is a special day. Do something special. And so that's what I do. Taylor and I will be in New York for Fashion Week. Okay. So we're going to have some dinner and stuff like that in New York. Us. Yeah. So
hit the plane and do y'all. No,
yes. So it's going to be good. But yes, I think everyone should.
Okay.
Even people, and this is going to sound weird, even people who think that Valentine's Day is all about couples. Mm-hmm. If you're a single person with kids, I think you should start celebrating with your kids. Go on a date with your kids on Valentine's Day.
I love it.
That's awesome.
I love it.
If you're a single man with a mom that's still living, take your mom out, because I think that's the ultimate respect for love for the person who brought you into this world. Same thing with women. If your mom is still living, it's coming from a person whose mom is, in another dimension.
Yes, ma'am.
Celebrate them, because trying to do it the way that everybody else is doing it is like, okay, that's good, but you won't have them forever. So cherish them now. And so I think, Love Day should be the kids, the moms, the dads, whoever you have that you cherish, celebrate them on that day.
All right. I promise we're going to take a break.
Yes.
We're going to come back. And I promise I'm going to let her go. Y'all had been lying for 30, 45 hour-long minutes. All right, no, I promise. I'm going to let her go after this. She got to catch flights and do big things. After this, I'm just run through these last list of questions and let her go. So don't y'all get, I know I said that she was going to be the new co-host of the Madd Hatta Show with Yolanda Adams, or starring or featuring. I don't know if that budget has been made. Y'all hear me saying it. If you got a little something extra back there, holla at her, people. They are listening. But in the meantime, we're going to just take a short break. I know y'all hearing incredible people this week. It don't get no higher than Yolanda Adams.
Oh,
and y'all saying, man, Madd Hatta, we was a little excited with you, but these superstars you pulling out, this is where the show needs to go. Listen, I'm going to need y'all to be gentle with me. This is a hectic week. We're going to have fun. Next week, I'm all alone. That's so alone. Remember, what's the kids? It was Men's the something was the name of the group. I can't remember. They had a song called "So Alone." We're gonna be so alone next week. So just enjoy these moments. Like right now, I'm just enjoying this moment with Yolanda Adams. She ain't gonna be back for a while. We don't know when this album gonna come out. She told us before the end of this year.
But I promise,
you know how superstars are, though.
But I promise
she got one more track.
You will be the first one that I will come and review the album with. I promise.
She said we get to hear it first. We'll see, y'all. We're gonna hold her to that. All right. I'm gonna ask you. I call these King questions.
Okay.
I got it from Larry King. I'm straight biting, but I always thought it was cool when he was doing it. So I said, if I could ever get back, I said this to myself like 2 years ago. If I ever did radio again, I don't think I would, but I would ask these questions. I'm just going to get them directly from him and add a couple of mine. First of all, for those that don't know, we want to know Yolanda Adams' favorite color.
Favorite color today, purple.
Today, it changes?
Yeah, it's according to how I'm feeling.
Okay. Okay.
I'm really a hippie, so.
I don't see that.
Yeah.
Every time I see you, you look like you're ready to go get on stage.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
I wouldn't know what, sweatpants. I don't even think now that I remember when we did the show and you guys were across the hall, I don't remember ever a day where you look like regular.
Aww, that's so
I'm
sweet.
trying to
Thank
remember.
you.
I'm going to ask the crew. I'm like, she always was dressed, huh? I think so. Anyway, favorite word.
Favorite word, peace.
Dig it. Favorite person?
My daughter.
Got to be. Favorite book?
The Dynamic Power of Prayer.
Okay. I'm going to have to look that one up. Okay. All right. What inspires you or who inspires you?
People inspire me.
I like it. Favorite food?
Favorite food, pasta.
I guess I can say food place.
Favorite food place. You're going to laugh. For those of you who are in the city, because I know we stream a lot here on the show, local foods.
Okay. I've been there a couple of times. Okay. I
love their salads, and, they always have such a fresh menu. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Check. All right. You could talk to a person, have a conversation with them. Who would it be? They could be alive or past.
Man. One person?
Yes.
I'd like to talk to my mom.
Okay. Yeah. We don't even have to ask why.
Yeah.
When is the last time Yolanda Adams cried?
The last time I cried, man, I almost cried at the Grammys because I was happy. That was Sunday, last Sunday. Because I was so happy that that Victoria Monet won.
Man.
I was really, really happy that she won because I know her journey. And I've known her since she was like a teenager.
Okay.
Trying to make it in the business, writing and doing all that stuff. And now she's an artist. And to see her transition from there to winning Artist of the Year, it's like, oh my gosh, I remember a conversation that we had. So, yeah. Okay. And that's a part of that inspiring people because, she looked up to me and it was just so good.
I'm glad you mentioned Grammys real quick because there was a mixed bag of emotions
everything
about the Grammys. And it seemed like it's been getting worse and worse by the year. It's like, do people care about it anymore? People that look like me and you, do they care about it anymore? And I think they do care because those are the people complaining. How important is the Grammys to a Yolanda Adams?
Well, I think the Grammys
are... And was there whatever beef people might have, is it justifiable beef?
Well, I think the Grammys are important because they are the epitome of greatness, being honored and all of that kind of stuff. I think what people who are on the outside of music don't get is that it's not a popularity contest. It really is the members of the Academy who are full-time artists who do nothing but music, producers, engineers, managers, lawyers, professional people. There's a professional level, but the voting members are musicians, producers, engineers, no other way.
Yeah.
And so just like you can't vote for the Oscars, you can't vote for the Grammys unless you are a part of those guilds. Now, when you have 20 people in a category, well, I think the largest number was 10 people in a category, people don't understand that there's only a handful. I don't want to say a handful because we have like 60,000 members between. That's wrong. I think we have 40,000 voting members. With those 40,000 voting members, you already know, just like America, most of them don't vote. And so when it's time to vote, they usually only vote in the categories that they feel that they can vote in.
This is true because I used to be in it. So
right.
Yeah.
And so after doing that, you know, they're like 6 popular categories that everybody can vote on. If people don't see someone in that category that they've really listened to or that they really like, they usually don't vote. So that's how a lot of those votes can get swayed. And I'm going to quote Matthew Knowles on this because he did a great interview with TMZ. And he said, now, the record companies are the people who place all of their artists in those categories.
This is true.
And so let's use Taylor Swift as an example, not to isolate her, but if her record company felt that she had the best chance to win, that's who they submit.
I got you.
So whereas everybody in Houston wants Beyonce to win everything, but if her company did not include her in that, then, you know, that's where the real disconnect comes from.
JC just said he want her to get one for 23. I got more than everybody. At least give me one for album of the year.
Well, that's a husband.
He's supposed to say that?
That's a husband.
We don't all feel that way.
That's
one
a
for the album.
husband. That's a husband.
She said
that's a husband. She has more than Whitney. She has more than Michael. She has
She
more
does.
than the Rolling Stones. She has more than Madonna. She has
not
more
for
than
album.
But listen, let me tell you something.
Uh-oh.
As a fellow Virgo,
Yes, ma'am.
23 of them is better than just
none
one of something else. Look, I know her.
Yeah, I got you.
You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
And if you go back and look at her face, this is the second time she's been petrified
because she don't
on
know
camera because she didn't know what was going to happen.
She's like, I'm good. You don't got to do that. But he's taking
the
it for his
floor
woman.
praying, Lord Jesus, Lord Jesus, Lord Jesus, Lord Jesus, Lord Jesus.
That's his dog, though. You got to ride with yours,
Well,
man.
but that's why I said, hey, that's her husband.
Okay.
He is going to protect her from the top of her head to the soles of her feet. And I get that.
Okay.
And I think it's wonderful. But I wanted people to understand it's not the Academy's not loving Beyonce. Beyonce is one of the most performed artists on the Grammys. She's been on the Grammys several times. So you can't say that the Grammys are hating on her. It's whoever gets nominated, whoever gets submitted, whoever the 40,000 people vote for. And we all know that all 40,000 people do not vote.
I got you.
We're trying to get everybody to vote, you know, to make sure that it's equitable. And so if you get 20,000 people voting for one person and the other 20,000 people, well, my vote doesn't count.
Yeah.
Don't we have that when it comes to elections?
Let's not talk about that. Girl.
Okay, yeah. Okay. I just wanted to get the record straight so that people would understand it really is not about
a snub to Beyonce.
It's not about color. It's not about race. It's not about genre. It really has to do with the Academy people voting.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Did she help y'all out? Okay.
Because that's my girl.
When's the last time you had a real big laugh? What's the last big laugh you had?
Last big laugh? It was with my daughter all the time because she's hilarious. She's trying to be grown in Burbank, Hatter. It's like, girl, Mom, I'm about to make some chicken so-and-so. What do I put in it? Duh.
Yeah, how you about to make it?
How you about to make it?
You don't
and
know
you
what you
calling
get
me? Are you flexing? I think you're flexing. You're trying to say, yes, I'm doing this now. So yeah, one of my biggest laughs is her.
Okay. And if you're stranded on an island, you get one song, one person.
One song, one person. Wow. Of course, it'll be Taylor again. Taylor again. And it would be one of my songs, Alwaysness.
Okay. Mm-hmm. As it should be one of your songs.
Yeah. I'm like, hey, now if it's me on an island and it has to be another person so we can procreate to make sure the world, has more people. Nah, I don't want nobody else's husband. I just want my own. Thank you very much.
And let the church say amen.
Amen, amen.
Ladies and gentlemen, the one, the only, Yolanda Adams, thank you so much.
Oh, thank you. I enjoyed myself.
I appreciate your time.
Come on,
you could have been a million places, and this is the kind of stuff. Let me tell you, it's great to be back on radio, even if the moment was tomorrow not to have happened, to have somebody of your stature to come sit in on the show. It really means a lot to me, so thank you so much.
Well,
I would say continued blessings, but you are already rolling in blessings everywhere you go.
Same to you, and I'm so glad that you're back. We get that voice, we get that laugh, we get some good music. And
I must
be
got a funny laugh. You're like the fifth person that says something about
really?
my laugh.
No, it's joyful. Remember I told you I have those joy genes.
Yeah, so, you did. Yeah. And you also said you're going to bottle it up and it'll be for sale in the next year or so.
We gonna talk about that after, and don't none of y'all gonna try to do that right now.
Yolanda Adams, y'all. It's Majic 102.1.